Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here, hi, I'm Jess, welcome. So in today's video, I'm doing something that is a little different, and that is challenging myself to go on a solo date, which if you know me, this is way outside of my comfort zone. Now for some background, I struggle with generalized and social anxiety. I've been dealing with this for over 2 decades, and throughout my life, it's ebbed and flowed. At its worst, I couldn't leave the house, and at its best, you couldn't keep me in the house. But today, I find myself somewhere sort of in between. And up to a couple of weeks ago, anytime that I wanted to go out, I'd just go to my sister's house, or I'd ask my sister to go out with me. But now that my sister's moved away, I'm pushing myself to get out there on my own. So here's how that went. Preparation for this exposure therapy challenge started the day before because, like my therapist likes to say, what you can predict, you can prepare for. So basically, I just sat down and made a list of places that I wanted to visit on this solo date. I kept it small and I wrote down 3 places, one of which was a restaurant I'd never been to before, but I've been wanting to go to for a while. I looked up the restaurant's menu, decided what I wanted to order, and I made a mental checklist of my coping tools in case I needed them while I was out. On solo date day, I started off by doing my makeup and getting dressed, because as the saying goes, when you look good, you feel good, and I was definitely trying to feel my best on this day. I drove myself to Island Grill and found a parking space at the very front, which I felt like was a good sign. Now, I don't know what possessed me to go during the lunch rush, but this place was packed with people. And that did heighten my anxiety a bit, but I kept reminding myself, this is exposure therapy and it's why I'm here. But I ordered my food and got the grilled chicken Caesar salad wrap combo. And as I was walking, I was nervous that I wouldn't find a place to sit, but thankfully, this little table in the corner was available and felt like the perfect spot. Once I put my stuff down, I went to grab my drink, and I tried their ginger peach tea, and it wasn't my favorite, but I was way too anxious to pour it out and try something else because there was just so many people standing around, so I just filled my cup and went back to the table. I'm not too proud of this, but you win some, you lose some, right? I brought my laptop thinking I could get some work done while I waited for my food, but the Wi-Fi wasn't connecting to my computer, so I decided to journal instead. And honestly, doing this felt really grounding. Sometimes pen and paper is what you need more than the internet. When my food came, I made a conscious effort to be present. No scrolling, no distractions, just me and my meal. And what I quickly realized was that it was so loud. There were so many conversations happening at once, the sound of chairs moving, people coming and going. It got a little overstimulating. But I tried to breathe through it and I focused on my food and the view out of the window. Luckily, where I was sitting, I had a really good view of the trees lining the street. They were really pretty, and that helped to calm me down. The salad wrap was a 10 out of 10. It had perfect flavor, great texture. The croutons gave it a nice crunch. The fruit was really fresh too. I did eat everything except the banana because I'm very weird about bananas. Once they get too mushy or soft, I can't get myself to eat them, but I did try. The only thing I didn't love apart from the banana was the drink. And looking back, I totally could have swapped it out, but overall, the meal was a win and I will definitely be going back. After lunch, I headed to Barnes & Noble. This place isn't unfamiliar to me, but being here alone definitely is. first, I felt that familiar wave of anxiety, but I focused on what was right in front of me, flipping through books, reading a few pages here and there, and I found that it really helped anchor me instead of spiraling in my head. Plus, let's be honest, nothing feels more comforting than being surrounded by books. Next stop was Nordstrom, which was just a short walk away. Now, I didn't buy anything, I just wandered around and window shopped. For me, it was less about shopping and more about proving to myself that I could be in a space like this on my own. And surprisingly, it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. My last stop of the day was grabbing a boba, which felt like the perfect ending to this little solo adventure, kind of like a sweet reward for pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So that's how my solo date went. It might not seem like a big deal to some people, but for me, it really was. I felt anxious, overstimulated, and uncomfortable at times, but I also felt really proud of myself. I showed myself that I could do hard things and that even small steps matter. If you also struggle with anxiety or being alone, I hope this video reminds you that you're not the only one. It's okay if it feels scary. It's okay if it's messy. What matters is that we keep trying. But thank you so much for coming along with me on this little solo date. Let me know in the comments if you've ever taken yourself on a solo date before. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to see more. But thanks again for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I'll be seeing you in my next one. Take care.